Hey guys, Aaron Zagarba here, and today in this video we are actually filming on this absolutely massive television camera. This is a VFP115BU. Now, I do not know much about this camera. I wanted to make a little quick video on it though, because I was able to actually figure out how to set it up. So I essentially have a very similar setup with this camera, similar to how I had my VHS camera, which was a Panasonic. Now, the main difference is this actually takes mini DV tapes. Now, unfortunately, this one isn't in, as far as I know, working condition. This other one you're watching the video on right now is, as far as I can tell. Now, we had, or well, we still currently have at the studio 3 of these. This one here, the one you're watching this video on, and then we have another sitting in storage. And of course, they normally would have these mounted, and they could move them around the studio to film stuff. And of course, we also had some other cameras that were more meant for more mobile work, such as this one right here. I cannot remember this one's model right now. This one is the AG DVC 7P. This is technically, as far as I know, the predecessor to the AG AC 7P, if I said that name correctly. But yeah, you could see a lot of similarities to the camcorder I did a video on a while back. There's a lot of similarities besides, I think, in my opinion, obviously the main difference would probably be the sensor inside, and that this takes mini DV tapes. Now, this would have been one of the camcorders, which they also have 3 of this exact same model. There's 2 others sitting in storage that are also used by the studio, Channel 19, and they would be used for the purpose of taking them around, being able to take them places compared to these absolutely massive cameras, which you could actually take this places, but as far as I know, and as far as my professor knows, they kept these in the studio and would have them sitting on dollies and stuff like that, and then they would basically move them around as needed and do all their newscasts and stuff when they're inside, like reporting the weather and all that kind of stuff, and they would keep it in here, basically. But anyways, massive camera, heavy camera. We don't even have the batteries for them. The only way currently this is working right now is only because I got it plugged up to a wall. And I was lucky enough to actually find the actual power cable that goes to this. Anyways, of course, in my opinion, when it comes to versatility, is significantly better than something like this. And I only say that for specifically the idea of running and gunning, and when you're out on the field, being able to quickly switch and not have to go through really any menu systems at all, which is obviously what these massive cameras have. And they also have a lot more input choices. But I can also definitely understand why they would not want to carry these things around, because these are heavy. They're super heavy, and they got the mounts still on the bottom where they would keep it all. And this isn't even the camera with its big battery pack strapped to the back. So we don't even know where the batteries are. We don't even know if we have them, if they're all dead and they got thrown away. But point being, these are really heavy, and they just decided to keep them in the studio instead and do their newscasts that way. And then, as far as I know, they would get their actual footage when they're on the field reporting with these. And I'm pretty sure there's also a few other smaller cameras that they also had. It's just digging through everything, which we have a lot of equipment, and I mean a lot. So basically, like the VHS camera, I got it running through OBS. I have it running through a BNC cable that was attached, and I have it running to a video mixer. And then of course I also have the same analog audio inputs as well. I don't know how good the audio is sounding. It probably doesn't sound great, and you can hear a massive hum of the air conditioning unit, so that's probably really nice. But I really like something like this, especially like for instance, like I've said with the HMC 150, it has capabilities, even though it's a much newer camera and has much better, significantly better resolution and all that. I like the concept of being able to have a camera that pretty much has all its buttons on the side right here, and when whether you're holding it in your hands or you're holding it on your shoulder, being able to have the rack zoom so you can quickly zoom in and out, or of course zoom in and out with your hand by just a flick of your thumb, and also being able to quickly switch to ND filters, stuff like that, really fast, and just having access to all of these. You got audio channels, you got just all kinds of stuff. I know I saw it a minute ago, but there was quite literally a lever or switch, however you want to call it, for your bars that you would just flick on, and you have your color bars activated. The HMC 150 has a similar setting, where it's just a button. You hold down for a second, the bars show up, there's the tone, and you can obviously adjust from there. And then of course you press it again to turn them back off and turn them back into regular filming mode. And I think that is very important for specific types of cameras. And I think that has been kind of lost to an extent, obviously. Not fully, but definitely to an extent I think that has been lost, where we don't have cameras that have all these different settings, except for mainly the really high-end cameras that you see at like football stadiums and stuff. And normally they're already on a massive rig. They have like $30,000 lenses and stuff like that, probably even more than that. And I don't think everybody needs something like this, obviously. Not every filmmaker, whether you're a documentary filmmaker, whether you're making, movies or whatever, not everyone is going to need a system that is similar to this, but obviously, the 4K equivalent, the modern day equivalent, obviously that doesn't work for everyone, but it would be nice to see a more of a resurgence of being able to not have to scroll through a bunch of menus, so you can quickly and easily access all of this stuff without having to scroll through a very long menu. And I am not saying that there aren't cameras like that, but there is significantly less, And I do understand also the demand for something like that has become much less, because auto settings in general have gotten better, cameras in general have gotten better, and in general just things have changed. And also, in a way, a lot of people are working in more controlled environments now, instead of environments where you don't really know what's going to happen. And even then, most people have action cameras like GoPros and stuff like that to handle all this, and they all work fine. And they all have really good auto modes and stuff like that to actually get around that. So most people don't feel the need to have all these manual controls. But back to this mini DV camcorder, I just personally think it is really interesting, especially the fact that I can get these things to work. It really is to me like going back in the past, basically just seeing what cameras looked like back then. What did it look like compared to obviously nowadays, and what makes it so nice to have, because like some people just really love that retro feel, and that is one big thing that is coming back, especially when compared to people who record let's say digitally on their iPhone or a camera or whatever that's a digital camera recording onto an SD card, and then they go back to edit it, compared to obviously the real thing. And how does it compare, and what do people actually like better, and can you actually tell the difference? But yeah, hope you guys like this very short, weird video. I just wanted to really see if this thing worked and what it was like, because I just thought it was really cool to see this thing actually work, besides just looking at it through the actual, viewfinder. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye.